Hello everyone and welcome to this week's energy update. My name is Rebecca and if this is your first time joining me, this is where I tune into the energies of the week ahead and channel any important messages that are for us to know. So this week we have a lot of different energies that are coming in. We have a lot of forward movement energy, but we also have some closure energy that's coming up big time, which makes a lot of sense as we start moving towards this new year of the horse, as we end the year of the snake, which is all about closure, all about shedding old skins and old stories. And the horse energy is very much this awakening to forward movement, this awakening to action, and doing so in this way that lights us up, this freeing energy, right? So think about these themes as they come in this week. You might feel energies of both, okay? And that's what's really been coming through here is like the toughness with the newness, the excitement and then the fear, and then all this parallel, right? The dualities that we're going to be experiencing as we close out these ending cycles and officially start this new year in this year of the horse. So just a little heads up, you might be feeling it all, the full spectrum, and it's super important to embrace it this week. So let's dive in. Let's take a little look-see at what we've got. So the first thing that I heard was forward movement, and then I kept hearing like this blow horn, like this horn blowing like go, go, go. And it was like wheels away, like going forward, taking this start, okay? It was almost like this like departure, and that's what they were really making me feel, was almost like this big boat and that big horn vibrating through my mind and my consciousness, and it was like setting sail, like leaving to go on this journey. And that's exactly where some of us might be, is this takeoff where it's like, okay, now I kind of know what direction I want to go. So some of us are feeling this propelling energy of like, this is where I'm headed. And we're making this departure this week, which is so exciting. So they said, take this moment to energize, to sink in, and to uncloud the judgment, okay? Now this was interesting because they were kind of showing me that this is what we're about to be doing. We're about to embark on this new journey. So this is, for some of us, a moment right before this happens. So depending on where you are in your journey, but for those of you who have not set sail yet, but you're getting ready, you're like moments before that horn blows, we need to take this moment, this opportunity to rest, to re-energize, and to really uncloud any of this judgment. So they're kind of showing me this exactly where we are, because once again, we're closing off this year as it comes to the year of the snake. As of February 17th, we're moving to this new eclipse as well. So we're going to be undergoing a lot of new beginnings, rebirth energy as of this next week. And it's very important that as we move forward in this, that we have taken pause to really close off these old cycles. So that's what this is about. So then they asked the question, are you doing the right thing? Okay. Then they showed me this cloud of judgment from emphasized wounds. Okay. So emphasizing wounds so they can come to completion. Organizing for success. So once again, we're in this pause right before we take off. So really double check everything. Am I coming from this motivation of love, or am I coming from this motivation of past wounds? Okay, so some of us are going, they're showing me this energy of wanting to bolt, okay? So maybe we've had some triggers. Maybe we've had things come in and we're like, oh my gosh, I thought this was the right avenue and now I'm regretting my decision and I want to just get out of here. So they're showing me this trigger coming in And it's very important that we sit in this trigger. And it's very important that we assess this trigger. So whatever is making you afraid right now, we need to look at, okay? Because it's emphasizing this wound that we really need to close out before we start again, okay? Because we're starting a whole new chapter in this horse year. So we need to organize. We need to have this big picture thinking and going, okay, where do I now need to set aside some time to go into what this really means, into my fear, into what's holding me back, okay? So some of us pulling in from last week might be confidence, right? A lot of us are lacking the confidence to really just go full speed ahead into this next journey. But we need to work through it. So this emphasizing of wounds. So have you noticed that? Has there been some triggers that have come up recently? Has there been some fear that has come up recently? Has there been some annoyance or anger that has come up recently? Go into it. It's very important that you do not neglect or ignore these signs because they are coming up for you to let go, so they can come to completion, okay? This is what channeled. So organizing now for success. A rebound after a long, arduous journey. Emphasis on work and closure. What has run its course now? Okay, this was really interesting. So once we come to this awareness, once we come to this, like, okay, this is what I'm leaving behind, we get this clarity, we let the emotion out, then this rebound happens where it's like now you're re-energized because you just let go of what's draining you, or you've just at least come to the awareness of what this specific thing is that's draining you, okay? So that's what they're like, what has run its course now? What is expired? What is ready to be let go, okay? And this is what's going to rebound us. This is what's going to fill us with energy again. This is going to help us move forward in a very good way. And I thought this was interesting because they specifically mentioned work, okay, and this closure energy. So look at how you work, look at your job, look at work specifically in your life, because that seems to be specifically mentioned here. What is coming to closure in the way you work? Okay, so that might be a message for some of us. Now, they said, what has run its course now? The next thing that came in immediately was disbelief in self, okay? Now, this was really interesting. So they were showing me like anger propelling this wound. So it was like, I'm so sick of people not believing in me. I'm so sick of people not taking a chance on me, of not recognizing my greatness, of not seeing what I can do, or even just yourself. Maybe this is you feeling this way about yourself. It's like, I'm just so done feeling like this and doubting myself and stressing if it's going to work out and if I'm going to be okay. And it's almost like this big wound is being magnified. And then I heard the song Highway to Hell, like Highway to Hell. And it was so funny because then it was like this anger, this fire that was just like, if I'm going down big. And it was almost like this rebel energy that's like, wait a second, actually I'm angry, and if someone's gonna tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna burn it to the ground. Like, I'm going to show you that I absolutely can. And it's so funny because we might have this disbelief in ourselves, okay? But we're getting triggered by this in some way, and then that's bringing the anger and wanting to burn it down. I hope this is making sense, but this is what they've been showing me. And it was so funny because it was just like, well, you know what? If this is what's going to happen, then I'm just going to roll with it, and I'm going to just go for it, and I'm going to make this rock. Like almost like coming to this total switch from the grief of disbelieving in yourself and not having the confidence to then moving to the fire energy of like, hell yeah, I'm doing this anyway. And hell yeah, I'm going to make it so big and so grand that everyone's going to remember what I'm going to do. And it's such a switch. So once again, we see the snake energy present, the shedding of the old, moving into the empowerment, freedom era of the horse. So once we're getting this duality, and we might feel both, okay? So with this coming through first, this wound of disbelief, this wound of not believing we can do something, and then moving into this exact opposite of, I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to make it so grand. So then we step into this empowerment. So hiding, no more. Honoring the closed door in your life to start again. And then I heard the song by U2, like walk away. And then I heard I will follow. So it's like very much this, I've got a lot of lyrics today, very much this energy of leaving behind what doesn't serve and trusting that whatever is meant to follow you will. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of this. It's almost like you choosing yourself so much, and they're showing me this oscillation of like, should I stay, should I go, should I stay, should I go, and then finally making this choice to choose yourself and move forward. And it's almost like the minute you decide on yourself in whatever scenario you're in personally, the people in your life, the things that you were afraid to lose, you just trust that they're going to follow you if they're meant for you, that they're going to be there on that journey with you if they're meant to be. And if they're not, it's like this goodbye. And you're feeling very empowered in this move. So they're kind of showing me like, finally, you're choosing yourself. Finally, you're letting go of what's not working for you. And finally, you're allowing yourself to burn it down, okay? So we need to make this decision to truly burn it down, okay? Give yourself permission this week to burn it all. So whatever's angering you, whatever's not working, whatever is irritating you, whatever is frustrating you, please, please, please feel your anger. Honor your anger. Feel and release that, because it's only going to hold you back. And then if you let this go, it's going to propel you to this next level. So they said, walk into your bright future. Let those who wish to stay, stay, and let others find their peace. So once again, this fear of losing people comes in, or losing something or missing out on something comes in. And they're like, you just need to let go. You need to surrender. That's not up to you. That's other people's path. That's other people's choices and decisions. That is not yours to make. So you already know what you need to do. So do it. And they're being very, very strong here in this energy where it's just like you need to take a stand for yourself and move on. And realize, once again, nothing will ever be lost to you that is meant for you. Love can never be lost to you. So hold and trust in that truth, okay? So then they kind of showed me this energy of grief lingering from this decision. So some of you might be like, oh, but making this decision is going to be hard. And making this decision, maybe you feel is going to hurt others, impact others in some way. But they're just kind of showing me you don't have to choose that grief anymore. So you have a choice. You can choose to grieve, or you can choose to stay focused on this new path. So they're kind of showing me it's not an avoidance. Obviously, we have to grieve and we have to feel our feelings, but they're showing me a situation that's like long drawn out. So you've already experienced that. You've already felt those feelings. And now it's simply deciding to choose differently for yourself now. So it's like this really long, arduous journey that you just need to say goodbye to, okay? No more wallowing in it. No more worrying about it. No more fearing what's going to happen, it's like make a decision. Choose to close this off for good and choose to redirect your focus, not on what's lost, but what is about to be gained, okay? So the key to this is gratitude. So they were showing me simple gratitude, okay? So focus on what does make you grateful, which does make your heart full, that does make you feel fulfilled in your life, that is already here. And this is going to change everything. And then they were bringing this to a grander scale. So some of us might be feeling this need to fix the world or change things or advocate, which there's nothing wrong with that. But they were kind of showing me you cannot fix the world overnight, okay? And then they were showing me like this flesh wound. And they said, let it heal, okay? It's designed to heal not in a day, not overnight, but with time. And so they're like, if you really want to heal the world or heal this issue, ask, how can I expedite this wound healing? Okay, without going into failure. Now, when they said without going into failure, it was like this feeling of failing. Okay, so the despair. Now, this is going to be very tempting. All right, and they're showing me it's very tempting right now to succumb to a grief energy. It's very present. It's very here. But once again, we're in this transition period of letting go of what is hurting us to move into what serves us. So once again, really be mindful this week, the stories you hear, the things that come into your awareness, the pain, the suffering that's being very highlighted right now. And we have to remain in our power. It's going to be very easy to succumb to those energies, but we are at a pivotal moment in history and in our own lifetimes, in our own journeys, that is about to transform it all. So we have to be very, very aware of what we are daily participating in and choosing whether we're conscious of it or not. So each day, make a decision, make a choice to not go down the old path that leads nowhere, and decide to choose a new door, a new way. So once again, this does not mean you negate your feelings, but they're really showing me a situation that's come to a head where it's like it's done and you need to stop picking at that wound. You need to let it heal. And once again, we can't expect everything to be healed overnight, okay? So this is the other side of the coin. Some of us are going to get big downloads of where we're headed, of what's next, of how we want to change things, how we want to be innovative. That's wonderful. This is all on path. However, we need to make sure that we remind ourselves it's going to take time to get there. We can't heal everything overnight. It's a wound. So it's going to take time. It's going to take care. It's going to take effort and rest and rejuvenation. So it's almost like they're showing us this path where it's like you might have all the downloads right now. They're showing me someone who's like so far ahead where they're like, oh my gosh, I can see that outcome. I can see where it's headed. This is where I'm meant to be. This is where we're going to be. And you might feel this excitement at getting there, but it's a process. So remember, surrender to the process, not the grief of how long it's going to take, okay? Not the grief of what's going to be very tempting to go into. And don't go into this, oh, it's failing because it's not taking off right now. You have to trust the process, okay? So instead of wallowing of how long things might take or why we haven't finished this grief yet, why we're still in this stuck situation, we're not going to wallow in failure because that's not true. Okay, they're showing me failure is an illusion. It is not true. It's a lie. There's no such thing as failure, okay? It's learning, it's growth, okay? So they're like, instead of going there, how can you now expedite the wound healing without going into that? Because that's not going to help anyone. So they're really mentioning shifting the perception from what is here, what is coming in, what is already there to be grateful for. So cultivating this gratitude, abundance mindset, even when you're in hardship, is key. So once again, they're showing me lots of things going on around us, lots of hurts that we could tap into and wallow in and be in. But once again, we have to hold our ground and go, no, what is good that's happening right now? No, what is transforming right now? And how can you have that very strong mental picture, okay? Once again, you really need to see a big picture here. It's very important you keep this fixed in your mind. Okay, so we're going to hear a lot of things. We're going to see a lot of ugliness. We already have. And the key is not focusing all our energy on what's not working, but what is now ready to heal and transform. So going the winner's way, I am the champion. Overruling your life to project the best outcomes. Goal, not to be better, but to be enough. Now, this was super cool. So, going the winner's way. And I thought this was interesting because we've seen how the opposite path, where it's led. Okay, so they're kind of going like, look at that long, arduous journey you've taken. It's all led you here, which is great. This is exactly where you've always needed to be. But we've learned a lot of what paths not to take. We've learned what not to do, okay? A lot of us are coming to this awareness of like, okay, I've learned from this. I don't want to repeat this. I'm ready to let this go. And this is what's interesting because they're like, when you go down that path of the old cycle, the old patterns in your life, it makes you lose out. You lose because you're losing out on the experience and the beauty that life can offer you. So they're like, once again, it's been very tempting to take those old paths of anger, of hurt, of all of that grief. But when we do that, we lose. We're no good to anyone. We're no good to ourselves. We can't function when we're constantly buried in darkness. So how can we once again make a new choice and choose the winner's way, where you win, where everyone wins, because you're in your light and you are projecting your light and your love in this world. So let's choose the winner's way. I am the champion of my life. Okay, now this was super cool because once again, they showed me the victim mentality here or the empowered emperor, empress energy here. And every day we have a choice to either be a victim to life or to be the champion. Save yourself, right? Save yourself from your own negativity. Save yourself from your own hurt, your own wounding, your own programs. It's up to you. It's up to all of us to take control of our individual experience. And all of us have that choice. All of us have that power. So how can you be this beacon of light and transform your world? That power is yours. Okay? And I thought this was super cool because this is what's going to project the best outcomes. So think about it. The more you're in the dark, the more you're projecting that negativity into the world. The more you're in your light, the more you're in your mastery and self-empowerment, the more you're projecting that into the world. So if you want to change the world, you know what you need to do. So don't be a victim anymore. Don't become a victim to darkness. Do not entertain darkness in your life anymore. If you hear stories, shut them down. These are wounds that have been there way longer than any of us ever realized. Now they're surfacing. This is good. It's surfacing because it's purging. It's ready to be seen now, to be healed now. And isn't that beautiful? So don't take these negative things that are coming up as, oh my God, this is absolutely going to be destroying. And yes, there's been lots of this that has happened. However, we're now seeing it as it's now coming out. It's coming out. It's leaving. Okay? Everything is coming to this full circle. The earth is healing its wounds so it can be cleared, so it can be free. And isn't it interesting? We're getting this huge wrap up right at the end of the year of the snake. All this stuff is coming up to be transformed, because that is the power of the snake totem. If you go into the snake totem, it is a symbol of transformation. It is a symbol of magic. So watch and see the magic of what is being transformed now. So you have a choice to either be in that energy of darkness or be among those who are ready to transform it to light. Now, this was very cool because this is going to project the best outcomes. So come back to your personal power. Come back to what you can do and do it. Don't linger. Don't wait. Be an advocate for love. Be an advocate for light, for harmony. Going to see a lot of division. Don't play in. You know better. Don't play in. Don't take sides. You are love. Come back to your heart. As soon as you go into this person, this situation that's different from me, look at where that division is. Look at where that's coming up for you, even in your personal life, even when it's really hard. Maybe there's a person at work you can't stand. Maybe there's a situation in your family you can't stand it. Where are you planting more seeds of division rather than love, rather than harmony? So instead of going, how can I prove I'm right and this person is wrong, and glorify that, and go into, how can I fix this? How can I heal this? How can I come back to peace? Because that's what we all are looking for, is peace. That is the goal. So are you playing your active part to embody peace in your life, in our world? Some of us need to take a step back from social media, from the news, from media in general. They're making this a very strong push. Step back. Stop looking at what makes you angry, at what keeps planting seeds of division, of grief. Be aware. Don't be ignorant, but be very careful of where you place that energy. Because any energy you linger in, you are going to take it on. So what are you taking on? What are you participating in? What are you feeding your soul every day? Be wise. Make the right decisions for yourself, but for the world. And this is very important, okay? If it wasn't, it would not be coming up today. This is very important. Where are you putting your focus, your energy? Lightworker, we need you. We need you in your light. So stop it. Say no to what isn't serving you. Say yes to love. Now, we're going to be triggered in this because a lot of us, once more, we're getting shown the path of a new world. We're getting shown a path of a new way of us being, of us moving, of us integrating our light even further. And just like last week, our dreams are going to trigger us. Our rise, this ascent, is going to trigger us. Okay? And it's meant to trigger these parts. They're perfect for you, these dreams, because they're going to trigger you and help you heal the wounds you need to heal around being seen, around being enough. So that's exactly what came through. Is the goal is not to be better, but it is to be enough. Okay, now this was really interesting because this really brought forth this rejection wound. A lot of us are going to be healing a wound of rejection through being seen. Okay, so as you start making these moves in your life, as you start embarking on your own path of your authentic self, there's going to be fears around rejection. There's going to be fears around people not liking you, not liking what you say, not liking what you do. But it is very important that you do it anyway. Okay? Now, I thought this was very interesting. What channeled was, you are worthy of rejection. Interesting. Rejoice upon rejection, for rejection serves you well. Do not take it as you are unworthy or not enough. It's just not right. It's just not right for you or for them. So rest your weary head. Let tears fall, but then start again. A mourning of what was lost to finally find your peace. Time is precious. Use it wisely with those you love and who love you in return. For you are loved. You are enough. You do matter. And all this pain is coming to a close so you can be set free. So you can approve of your own existence once and for all. Now, I thought this was so cool because they then showed me this depression that's been sitting in the physical body. And it's being cleared. It's being set free. All this pain, all this hurt over not being accepted, over not being enough, of not being worthy, it's clearing. And your body is set free. Your physical being improves. And you begin to turn over this new life, or this new leaf. It's funny I said life. And seeing rejection really as this bonus, as this protection of you. Okay? So let's review here. So you are worthy of rejection, and rejoice, for rejection serves you well. It's so true. And it's a perspective that a lot of us don't have. We take it once again personally. And they're just saying, fight hard this week to not take any rejection you have had or have personally. And realize it as the blessing that it is. That's not the path for you. That's not the person for you. That's not the way for you. And if you were accepted into that, it would have caused prolonged suffering. So rejoice when you are rejected. Rejoice when people don't want to go your way. When things don't go your way, that don't align. Honor that closed door and go, okay, that's not for me. And learn to not take it personally, because they're showing me all these scars on the heart where we've taken every little mark against us and we've struck it into our own heart. And we've held it in there, and we've held it, and we've held it, and we've held it, and we've been so hurt and hurt and hurt that we re-scar ourselves. And they're like, no, let this go. You are enough. You do matter. You are loved. And this is where, once again, our focus goes not from searching for approval to the approval we already have. So focusing on the people who do love you, who do approve of you, who do see you. And make sure one of those is yourself. Make yourself this home of acceptance. Make your soul feel safe within your body. Make your heart feel whole. Accept yourself, and the rest won't matter. And isn't that true? When you meet a confident person who is very accepting of themselves, who loves themselves, wow, what an energy. What a shift from, they don't love me, they won't accept me, I hope that they'll let me into this door, I hope they're going to do this, I hope they're going to, we're searching for that love. But when we give it to ourselves and we focus on the love we already have, what a shift to from chasing that love, from chasing and hoping and needing and deserving, feeling, do I deserve this? I want this so bad, to, I already have it. I'm already full. I'm already in my own self-acceptance and love. That's what we're meant to conquer this week. So a lot of us are going to be healing this wound of rejection. Okay? Because there's going to be a lot of people who will not understand. They can only understand you at their level of awareness. So once again, you're going to see a lot of stories play out. You're going to see a lot of people this way or that way, this and that, black and white, when you see full color. That's going to be a challenge for you. But you got to be aware of this. That's why it's coming through right now. You have to be aware. You do not see in absolutes. You see in full color. Okay, little rebel, you are a little rebel, and you need to embrace your little rebel. Make it a big rebel. Be a rebel for love, right? And not a lot of people are going to understand that. And it's really interesting. We're going to get some rude awakenings sometimes where we think people think the same way we do. And when they don't, we take it personally and we're shocked. Like, they're kind of showing me this shock of like, oh my God, you don't view it that way? How could you not see this? And some of us are going to take that to heart. And people will be like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you taking a side? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you doing this? And they're not going to get it. But you'll get it. And they're just saying, remember, don't betray yourself. Harmonize. Align. Connect. So this next while, it is extremely important that each of us are very grounded, very secure in ourselves, very connected with our truth, very connected with Source. And when we check into each decision we make, making sure we're acting not from wounds, from what we feel we should do to what we need to do, to who we are. And who we are is love. So can you align every decision before you embark on this new journey? Before you disembark on this new horse year of freedom, of love, of new beginnings, that you are making the right choices for yourself that are in alignment with your truth, with who you are. Now, do not get confused with pain being your truth. This is another very important message. Some people claim their pain, their anger as their truth. That's not your truth. That's your emotions. And yes, your emotions are valid. Your emotions are a part of you. Honor them, feel them, respect them. Absolutely. But do not make anger your identity. Do not make pain your identity. Don't make your old, worn out past who you are. You're a lot bigger than that. You're a lot bigger than that. You're a lot bigger than your pain. You're a lot bigger than your past. You're a lot bigger than who you've ever been. Okay, some people are using even the excuses of, oh, in my past I went through this, so now I can't move on. Oh, this person ruined my life. Oh, this happened in my past life, so, now I'm damaged. That's why I am this way. That's why I've made these decisions. No. That's just an excuse to stay in your pain. That's just an excuse for you to say you made these decisions. It's time to grow up. There's a lot of spiritual stuff out there that is going to try to make you feel like, oh, this is why this happened. That will try to tickle your ears. But spirituality is not always pretty. So come back to your truth, okay? And the fact of the matter is, we have to embrace all sides of ourselves, the darkness and the light. If you want acceptance, accept yourself. Accept the decisions you made. Yes, past lives matter. Yes, they influence your life, but they do not own you. They do not control you. The people that hurt you in your life, they might have hurt you, but did you let them to continually hurt you? Because the past is your past. It is done. It is over. So where are you holding on and letting it hold you back? That person didn't ruin your life. You're letting them. If you cannot move on because of something that happened in your past, check again. Really get clear. Why am I letting this event, this thing that happened, no matter how horrible it was, why am I letting it continually hurt me? Where is it now time to let it go? This is not the time to be lingering in your wounding. This is the time to say goodbye. So this week is a very powerful week. The next few weeks are going to be huge catalysts for us to get us where we need to be, which is in our light. Okay? So this is the wake-up call some of us are needing. They're really showing me like a wake-up call. Like, this is serious. We need to get our acts together. So if things slow down outwardly right now, if your projects aren't taking off, if things aren't flying forward, it's because you're meant to be in this pause to double check your motivations for what you're doing. It's because we're meant to slow down and be right now and really look at what doors are closed and where we need to let them be closed. So, a little tough love this week, but it is all coming in to help us elevate, to help us push through and usher in this new dawn, this new era, so that ship can take off and go to new horizons. So this is exciting. As serious as this reading might seem, this is exciting Okay? Because now we're claiming our power. We're claiming the responsibility. Okay? So you know that term, come power comes great responsibility. So you've been asking for your power back. You've been asking to be free. Now take responsibility. So time is precious. Use it wisely and spend it with those you love and who love you in return. So once again, the focal point of where you're looking needs to be love. It needs to be gratitude. It needs to be what lights you up. So watch your thoughts. Look at what's happening around you. Call in angelic forces to help you this week to clear negativity, to clear your past, to clear whatever is holding you in victimhood, and make a very conscious decision to not go back there. Okay? This is the final clearing out of the snake year. So do all you can to let go. And approve of your own existence. Okay, I thought this was so beautiful. So you are loved, you are enough, you do matter. So gather the evidence of that. If this is the wound you're healing this week, this rejection wound, this pain of not being accepted, gather the evidence that of the opposite. Okay? You do matter. And all of this pain is coming to a close, so you can be set free. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this amazing? All of this is coming up. All these triggers, all of this hurt, all this pain, it's coming up to clear. Remember this. It's not coming to hurt you all over again. It's not coming up to haunt you, to stick with you the rest of your days. It's coming up to say goodbye, so you can be free. So you can approve of your own existence once and for all. Wow. Could you imagine that life? The life you will have when you accept yourself once and for all? When you make this decision, I am enough, I am loved, I am worthy? How is that going to change the entire trajectory of your existence? Wow. Wow. That is amazing. So realize you're deserving. So steps to do this week. Play every day. We had that homework last week. Play. Do you realize you're deserving of play? When was the last time you played? When was the last time you gifted yourself the time to be a kid again, to enjoy yourself, to live your life? All of us want to be free, but we never free ourselves. We've got all these responsibilities. We've got so much in our day. We don't have time. I don't have time for my friendships. I don't have time to play, to have fun. I don't have time for a date night. I've got all these things I got to do. Have you just enslaved yourself? Free yourself. Give yourself what you're asking for. This is once again where we give our power away. Sometimes we even give our power away to our guides. Please give me this. And they're like, please give yourself this. Girl, have you looked at your day? Whose fault is that? You've crammed your day so full, you have no time to be free. So, do what you're asking for. Take the action and watch as that law of attraction comes into play. Right? So if you're asking for fun, if you're asking for freedom, if you're asking for love, are you in those energies ever? Do you allow yourself? Set yourself free, okay? Declutter your life. Welcome in these energies and watch as your life transforms. And they're really saying you'll drop the need for protecting yourself, because a lot of us are in this fight or flight mode, and with everything that's been going on, this has been heightened for a lot of us. Well, when's the next shoe gonna drop? When's this gonna happen? When's that? And we're kind of putting out there this, oh my God, when am I gonna come into the next thing? The more you're present, the more you're in the energies of fun and play and expansion and love, the smaller and smaller those voices become. The safer and safer your body becomes, your spirit feels. So really prioritize those energies right now. Really make sure you're spending time playing and adventuring and doing things that replenish you. And this is what is key. So gratitude, love, laughter, playtime, friendship. These are the things you need to be doing. So prioritize them and they will light the way, okay? So friends, let's pull a card to end our reading today. I'm just going to give my cards a shuffle and see what the last message is for us. So the last thing we have is, am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up to my life? The back of the card says, you are the asset. This body is your vehicle. Notice how your body is feeling, how much sleep you are getting, and what you can do to help your body rest. Take a bath, put on some lavender oil, go to bed religiously, and give yourself a time out today. Notice your body thanking you. Today's mantra, the more I give myself permission to rest, the more I can contribute. Yes, so we're doing a lot of clearing. We're doing a lot of expanding. We're gearing up for this grand reveal, this brand new start, this brand new year, this brand new life and version of ourselves. So we need to rest. We need to give ourselves the time to really integrate and release. So this week, prioritize that too. Okay, I love this final message here. So friends, overall, watch your thoughts, stay positive, keep centered, keep grounded, keep your focus on bringing more love, more light, more goodness into your experience and into the world. That is what we need right now. That is what we're needing to project right now. So don't lose that big picture. And know, as you keep taking these steps, as you keep healing the wounds, acknowledging those triggers, the more and more you are taking steps to this new trajectory of your life. So my friends, that's all I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, let me know. I love hearing from you, and I'm sending you all the love and light. Also, an additional note, if any of you are needing some extra love, some extra comfort, or some energy work, feel free to message me. I am taking clients. I've opened up my schedule for Mondays and Tuesdays every week, with some exceptions. So if any of you are needing a session right now, if any of you are needing some personal messages or just some comfort and loving up, some self-care, please connect with me. I would love to see you. And on that note, have a beautiful and blessed week, my friends. Bye-bye.